With the government's recent announcement to gradually phase out egg subsidies, many consumers are worried about a potential hike in prices. For many, eggs are an essential part of the daily diet, and this change could make a significant impact on household budgets. Despite no government intervention in the pricing of chicken and vegetables, prices have remained relatively stable over the years. This is largely due to what economists refer to as perfect competition. Perfect competition occurs when many producers are competing in the market, offering similar products. In this environment, no single producer has the power to influence prices, and consumers benefit from stable prices due to the abundance of choices available. Now, let's take a moment to interview Dr. Sarah and hear her expert opinion on perfect competition.
Chicken and vegetables are classic examples of a perfectly competitive market. There are numerous suppliers, and no single farm or supplier controls the price. If one producer raises prices too much, consumers simply shift to others who offer the same product at a lower price.
While perfect competition might help to maintain reasonable prices, the removal of subsidies could still impact the market, especially if supplier demand is unbalanced. Without the safety net of subsidies, the industry could face some volatility, but the competitive nature of the market will help moderate the effect. Let's take a closer look at how this market structure can work in favor of consumers and producers. In perfect competition, consumers get the best deal as firms are forced to sell at the market price, which is determined by supply and demand. No firm can set its price higher than the going rate, ensuring fair prices for everyone. With many firms competing in the market, consumers are assured that prices remain fair and that no single producer can corner the market. This creates a level playing field where everyone has equal access to goods and services. Finally, perfect competition leads to maximum welfare. In this ideal market structure, both consumers and producers are operating at their most efficient levels, maximizing overall economic welfare. While perfect competition is often regarded as an ideal market structure for ensuring fair prices and efficient resource allocation, it does have several weaknesses that can limit its effectiveness in the real world. Let's take a closer look at these challenges. One major weakness of perfect competition is the lack of innovation. In this market structure, products are considered identical, which means firms have little incentive to differentiate themselves. Without the drive to innovate, industries may see limited progress, offering consumers fewer choices and stagnant products. In conclusion, perfect competition presents an ideal market structure that brings several benefits to consumers and the economy, including lower prices, efficient resource allocation, and a fair marketplace. However, as we've seen, it also has its drawbacks, such as limited innovation, no economies of scale, and the challenge of achieving perfection in the real world.
It's quiz time. Let's test your understanding of perfect competition market. First question, true or false? Price takers are individual firms that have no control over the market price and must accept the price determined by market supply and demand. The correct answer is yes, this is true. Next question, which of the following is not a characteristic of a perfectly competitive market? The correct answer is C, high barriers to entry. Perfect competition has low or no barriers to entry. Final question, in a perfectly competitive market, how does the removal of a government subsidy affect the market price? The answer is, it will lead to a higher equilibrium price, as firms now face higher production costs, which they pass on to consumers. In summary, perfect competition is a market with many sellers, identical products, and no control over price. Real-world changes such as subsidy removal can impact price and production even in competitive environments. Shell by shell, cent by cent, perfect competition never scrambles. Thanks for watching. We hope you learned something valuable about perfect competition.